Well, hello there. How are you doing today? Do you feel like doing a little bit of DIYing with me today? Well, come on in. Let's get started. What do I have going on for you for today? A summer DIY that's quick, easy, budget-friendly, and the outcome is amazing. I can't wait to show you what I have in store for you for today. So this is one I think you're absolutely gonna love. I'm gonna quit my gabbing, let's jump into it, and let's do some DIYing on a budget. Because why not? Because that's what we do here. Let's get started. Who is today's KB Creations Crafter of the Day? You'll want to stick around to the end of the video to see if it's your creation that's being featured in today's video. If you're interested in being featured as a crafter of the day in one of my videos, submit a picture of one of your recreations of a DIY that I've done to either Facebook or Instagram. If you want to DM it to me, you can. Then you just simply have to look out for the end of each video to see if it's your DIY that I will be featuring in that given video. Jumping on into this DIY, 6 of these 18-inch wood craft sticks by Crafter Square that you can get from none other than the Dollar Tree is what you're going to need. And you're also going to need 2 of these thicker pieces. These are about a 1-inch piece by 8 inches long. These are a must. Like I said, 2 of them are needed. You're going to want to pick up one of these wood cutout decor pieces. They come in several different words. Using a sponge applicator from Dollar Tree, I'm going to go in with some of my Minwax Early American Stain, and I'm going to give these wood pieces a good coating of my favorite stain. Minwax has a ton of different shades to choose from, so if Early American isn't the one for you, well, pick one that is. And these wood houses with the letter cut out, well, they're gonna get a coating of that Early American stain as well. The sizes for these wood cutout houses, even though the words are different and there may be more letters, it is overall the same size in width. So the wood pieces that I have for this DIY are universal for each of the words depending on which one you want to use if you don't want to use the word home. Boy, did I just make that complicated or what? Look at how beautiful this shade of brown is. Perfect, just what I'm going for. Now that these are good and stained, on the back side of these, yep, I'm gonna flip them over. On the ends here, using some of this wood glue by Super Glue. This is a glue you can find at Dollar Tree, and let me just tell you, it's amazing. I'm gonna glue those ends together. I'm gonna take some Jenga blocks just for added reinforcement, and I'm gonna place a couple of them where each of the sticks meet just to really, again, make this a sturdier piece, keep it good and together. I'm gonna glue 3 sticks together, and I'm gonna do 2 sets of those using the 6 sticks that we stained. Yeah, just place some glue there, add some Jenga blocks, and we are good to go. Yep, see, just like that, good and sturdy once it's all glued together. Those reinforcements are everything. When you're at Dollar Tree, you're gonna wanna pick up 6 of these. 6, or did I pick up 7? 7, not 6. I'm gonna remove the twine because twine is not needed for this DIY. I'm not gonna throw this twine away though. I'm gonna put it in my stash because I know I'll use it for something. Once I've got that twine removed, I'm gonna go in with some of Dollar Tree's spackling, and I'm gonna fill in those pesky holes because I don't need those holes. I'm gonna use stencils and some spray adhesive for this DIY. On the back of a stencil, if you spray it with a lightweight spray adhesive, it really helps putting that stencil in place and getting the best overall outcome when you paint it. The best way to paint with stencils is to use a sponge dabber of some sort. I don't have any round ones on hand right now. I haven't seen them at Dollar Tree for a while, but these sponge applicators are gonna do the trick. You don't want to over apply too much paint on there because you will get bleedage, and so less is more in this situation. And if you've got to do a couple of coats, you got to do a couple of coats, but this is the best way to apply paint when using stencils. I love stencils, they're reusable, and guess what, they are a great alternative to using vinyl in the Cricut. If you want to use a stencil and you don't want to use vinyl and you have a Cricut, get on your Cricut and cut out your own stencil instead of buying them. Once you remove the stencil, if there is some bleedage, because the background is black, you can easily go in with some black paint and you can fill it in, and you're gonna end up with a perfect letter just by cleaning up those lines a bit. I'm spelling out the word welcome here, so that was why I needed 7 of these plaques. Haha. I lost the footage for this, but I went ahead and glued these houses together side by side. Once I got them glued together, on the back side, I put some cardstock just to close up those holes there. No need to paint them, and I glued one of those thicker blocks on the back just to kind of hold it all in place. On one end of my craft sticks that I glued together, I'm gonna go ahead and place my houses, centering them there. That block is giving it that dimensional look. If you really wanted to glue the houses right onto the sticks, you could, but I am all about dimension. Once I got the house on, I went ahead and put my plaques above it, evenly spacing out the letters. Right above it, spelling out the word welcome, and at the bottom, home, with those cute houses. I know, right? I was feeling the inspiration with this. I love this piece. Once I got all those letters glued on, look at that, evenly spaced, and there is home at the bottom. On the back side of this, because I want this piece to stand up, I'm gonna take that second piece of wood, that 1-inch piece of wood here, yep, and I'm gonna glue it right here on the bottom, and this is gonna give us the capability of standing this piece up. And so to do that, I'm just gonna use, again, some of this wood glue by Super Glue. Did I tell you can find this in the tools section, not the crafts section of Dollar Tree? The results are amazing with it. And just like that, we have made a piece that we can stand up. But I felt like I needed to add some of the new burlap flowers from Dollar Tree, and so I added these two. Let's take a look. Guess what? I've got another super quick and easy DIY that has an outcome that is amazing using these round wood discs that you can get from Dollar Tree. Are they a disc? I mean, I want blocks, round blocks that are ornaments. You choose. I'm gonna remove the twine because I don't need it for this specific DIY. Then using some of Dollar Tree's spackling again, I'm gonna fill in the holes. I've had people ask me why I don't just use hot glue. I personally don't like using hot glue to fill in the holes. It's uneven to me. It doesn't come out smooth. You can't sand it. The spackling, you can just wipe it away while it's wet, and you'll have a nice, clean, even surface, and then you can paint over it. And so I don't mind using the spackling. I actually prefer it, even though it may be a bit more time consuming. Did I say you were gonna need 5 for this? But that number may vary depending on what you want your blocks to say. So because I want my blocks to say faith, I chose 5 blocks, or I'm using 5 blocks. Dollar Tree has a bunch of different shapes of these, but I feel like the round ones work the best with this. So going in with some of Apple Barrel's black matte paint, I'm gonna give each of these a good coating on the front, back, and sides. I always look for an excuse to incorporate twine into my DIYs, and twine always goes really great with a black matte paint when you add that to a DIY. So taking some of Dollar Tree's twine, I'm gonna, I guess, put a fair amount out of the spool, pull a fair amount out of the spool, yeah. Once I do that, I'm gonna fold it in half, and I'm going to make a loop there at the top, which is going to act as a hanger. This is kind of an all-inclusive piece, doing it all at the same time, just to save ourselves some steps. So yeah, just by tying a knot like this, I'm gonna have a hoop here at the top that will act as a hanger. On the base of the knot there, I'm gonna place a bit of hot glue in what will be the top of our DIY. On this round block, I'm gonna place my hanger, yeah, where the knot is. See, just like that, yeah. And you will see that there are tails of twine that go off to each side. One side is a bit shorter than the other because the other side is still connected to the spool, which you want. So the side that has been cut, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap that around the outside of my round block several times. I'm gonna hot glue it to finish it off. The other side of the twine that is still connected to the spool, I'm gonna give that a couple go-arounds on the outside of the block as well. I'm gonna hot glue the end of it there at the base, the opposite side of where the hanger is. Almost cut it, do not cut it. No, you wanna leave it attached, just like so. Whew, almost had to redo that part. I'm gonna grab some of Dollar Tree's wood beads, and I'm gonna place a wood bead or two in between each round block. I initially thought that I wanted to do 2, but then when I really kind of visualized it, I figured 1 was going to be enough, so yeah. Then I am basically just going to repeat the process with the next 4 blocks, hot gluing the base of the twine where the bead is to the top of the next block, and I'm gonna wrap the twine around the outside of the block several times, connecting all of the blocks together just as I'm doing here. And like I said, I'm gonna repeat this process 3 more times after this, inserting a bead in between each of the round blocks. There at the bottom, I'm gonna finish this piece off with about 4 or 5 wood beads and a tassel made out of twine. Dollar Tree has some really fun stencils that would be the perfect size for these blocks. But because I have my Cricut and I've been short on time, I figured I would just cut out the letters to the word faith in vinyl, making it easy to apply. But again, in the first DIY, I showed you just how easily you can use a stencil and you're gonna get the same great result. Oh, here we go. Now I'm putting the tassel on. You can see that I just tied together some twine, tied it off there at the top, cut it, put a bit of hot glue, and I'm just gonna hot glue it to the base of the beads there. And look at that, a perfect finishing touch, finishing off this DIY. This is such a quick, easy, budget-friendly DIY. It's a versatile one that can really be done to suit any decor style just by switching up the colors. Who is today's KB Creations Crafter of the Day? Well, it's going out to Audra, who's bringing to us not only her recreation of my porch ladder, but the Halloween plaques that I placed on it as well. Audra, I am loving your recreation of the ladder and the plaques. Thank you so much for sharing it with us today. This is a fun DIY. It's quick, it's easy, it's budget friendly. If you're looking for more DIY inspiration, well, guess what? You can click on the video right over here and it'll take you to some of my past favorites. Until next time, everybody, I hope you have a fantastic day. Oh, those are the dogs. The front door is open. Happy crafting on a budget. Stay happy, stay safe, stay healthy, but most of all, you know what I'm gonna say. Stay positive, please, because I sure as heck am trying. Bye for now, everybody.